Okay, so children, now the next topic is bar magnet as an equivalent solenoid. So if you see magnetic field pattern of a bar magnet and a solenoid, you see there is a similarity between them. Okay, so here is a bar magnet. This is the north pole, and this side is the south pole. And magnetic field outside it is coming out of north pole. Here it is entering, and inside it is from south to north. So it's a closed loop like this. But if you see solenoid, it is very similar to that of a bar magnet. Okay, so resemblance of the magnetic field lines for a bar magnet may be thought as large number of, you can just see the similarity. It can be thought of as a large number of circulating currents in an analogy as with a solenoid. Okay, now in this case, here is the expression which I have written. If you have any one single loop of current, and on the axis if you have to find magnetic field, then the small magnetic field, not small magnetic field, actually the complete magnetic field due to this coil at this place, if there are n number of turns at same place, okay, if there are n number of turns at this same place, then the magnetic field at point P will be mu naught n I a square upon 2x square plus a square 3 by 2. Okay, or otherwise, if you remember, this can also be written as, if I multiply, this n is number of turns. If there is only one single turn, it will be 1. So mu naught I a square by this. Okay, now if you multiply and divide this expression by 2 pi, we will get, here you see, mu naught, I am multiplying and dividing by 2 pi. This 2 pi is multiplied and divided. So I get 2 pi a square, which becomes, this pi a square becomes area, capital A. Okay, so 2ia, and here this 2 pi becomes 4 pi. So same expression, mu naught 2ia by x square plus a square raised to power 3 by 2. So that is the expression which we get for single current carrying coil. Now if that part we needed to use, so now if I consider so many circular turns of current, okay, this way, if I consider this part, okay, now here is the axis at point P. If I have to find magnetic field due to this whole thing, okay, so let this be my origin, this is my origin, and I will consider any one part. Okay, in a short way, you see, it's like a cylinder, there are many turns, here is the axis, this is point P. I am taking a very small part of this cylindrical turns. There are many turns in this cylinder. Okay, so let this distance till here is x, and this is very small length dx. X, and the small length is dx. Okay, so the magnetic field due to this small section, what will be magnetic field at this point P? There will be small magnetic field. So I have to write dP, and which is equal to, I can use this formula due to a circular coil, but here number of turns will also be multiplied. Okay, so you just need to write this, I can cancel, I mean in fact 2 pi I can cancel with, and here only 2 will be left. So mu naught by 2 I a square by r cube. R cube is x cube by a cube. So here what I get, see, before I do that, if I have to take this distance is r, okay, and this distance, length of the dipole, we take now 2l. So if suppose this is 2l, then from here to here it is l, from here to here also it is l. Okay, so using that same expression, this one, I can write it is as mu naught by 2. I have cancelled this, pi and 2 with this. So only mu naught by 2 I am getting, I and a square. Okay, I a square divided by r cube, that was x square plus a square. So I have to this a square and this distance square. This distance is r minus x. So r minus x whole square plus a square whole raised to power 3 by 2. Okay, this is what I am getting. And what about, there is not single turn, there are many turns. So generally n is the number of turns per unit length. So what I'll get, to number of turns in only this part, dx part, number of turns will be n into dx. Like total number of turns from here to here will be n into 2l, it will be, right? 2l, because here length is 2l. So basically small n is number of turns per unit length. So here I'll get number of turns as n into dx. This also we have to multiply. Okay, Now next, if I have to find magnetic field, I'll have to just integrate this dB. So this whole thing will be integrated, and I'll get mu naught I a square n dx upon 2 r minus x whole square plus a square raised to power 3 by 2. Now take all the constant part outside. So magnetic field is equal to mu naught is constant, I a square, n is constant, upon 2 is constant. What do you get is dx upon r minus x whole square plus a square raised to power 3 by 2. Okay, this is the expression which we get. Now if you consider this point to be very far, okay, far axial point, see if this point is not far, it is somewhere near, we have to integrate this. And integration, you'll have to learn what is integration part. Okay, and how will you integrate? Because this is dx, so dx means you have to put limit for x, so plus l to minus l to plus l. This will be your limit for integration. So either you do that way. We will consider if the far axial point. Okay, far axial point. For far axial point, your r will be much greater than a. Okay, much greater than a, and also r will be much greater than length of the solenoid if it is very far. So what I can do is, because r is very large as compared to a and length, and if it is very large as compared to length, then x is even smaller than l, so r will be very large as compared to l. So I can neglect x will be small. No, I can neglect x, I can neglect a. So what I'll get in that case, so I'm doing special case, okay, by 2 dx upon, here what is left, only r square raised to power 3 by 2 is r cube. Okay, and what about r? If you see r from here to r is a constant, so r can be taken out, and there is only, so r you take out, only dx integration will be left. So b will be equal to mu naught I a square n upon 2. Okay, and this r cube is taken out, and dx minus l to l. When you substitute, integral dx is x, when you substitute minus l to l, so you get mu naught I a square upon 2r cube, l minus of minus l is plus l, so this becomes 2l. Okay, this becomes 2l, and then you see I can write b as equal to mu naught upon 2. Okay, and this 2l I can write, and this small n is there, then I a square upon r cube I can write as r cube. Now you see here 2l into n, 2l is the total length into small n. 2l into small n will be total number of turns, so this is total number of turns. Okay, into I a square, so a square is radius square. If I multiply and divide with pi, this a square will become capital A, area of the loop. Okay, area of this loop into current into this number of turns in this will give us total magnetic moment. In fact, now this total number of turns is for this entire loop, so the total magnetic moment of this entire loop, so we get mu naught by 2 pi, and this is total magnetic moment m, okay, by r cube. Now I can multiply by 2 and divide by 2. Why I am doing that? Because you see the constant in magnetism is mu naught by 4 pi, so we know its value. So mu naught by 4 pi wanted, so that we don't have to remember different constants every time. So 2m by r cube. This is the expression of magnetic field on the axis of the solenoid. And you see this expression is similar to what we got. You see this expression, magnetic moment. This derivation we did for a single circular coil, and we got same expression, mu naught by 4 pi 2m by x, similar type of. And if you see a bar magnet, we also did it for a bar magnet. So you see bar magnet on the axial line, expression which we got mu naught by 4 pi 2m by d cube, where d was this distance from the center. And here we are getting exactly similar thing, where we are getting expression mu naught by 4 pi 2m upon r cube, where r is the distance from here to here. So on comparing, okay, on comparing, like I'll draw for bar magnet also, from here to this point P. For bar magnet, it was D, and we got on axial line is equal to u naught by 4 pi 2m upon dq, and here we are getting similar, instead of d, rq. So exactly similar expression. That means we can consider magnetic we can consider bar magnet as an equivalent solenoid. Okay, that's it.